Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another client tutorial once again, and today I'm filming on the beautiful Nadine. I have done a video on her before if you want to go back a few videos and check that out, but today I thought I'd create this super dark smoky eye, so if you're interested in seeing how I created it, then please keep on watching. So to start off with, I'm going to be prepping her skin, and I'm taking the Laura Mercier foundation primer. This is just the normal one, and yes, like I mentioned in the video, please excuse my nails. I am getting them done this week, so I'll have pretty nails for the rest of my videos. But yeah, so this is just the normal foundation primer, and then I wanted to add lots of glow to her skin since we are doing a really like dark, sultry, matte eye look. So I'm taking this NARS Radiant Booster. It's like a rose gold. It's pretty much like a liquid illuminator, and then you see me apply this, but then I wanted even more glow, so I take another liquid illuminator, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, I'm just buffing this in with a duo fiber brush. So next I'm going to take that ABH Liquid Glow in the shade Bronze. So this is a really nice like dark like bronzy liquid illuminator, and because she was super tanned, I wanted to just use this primer, or like use it as a primer pretty much before her foundation, and it added just like that extra bit of glow and bronziness to her face. So next to brows, of course, I'm taking my brow palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm mixing the shade dark brown and granite, and I'm just filling in her brows. Her brows are already super nice and full, so I'm just filling in any sparse areas. So now that her brows are nice and filled in, I'm taking the shade Custard in my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer and just carving around her brows just to create a really nice defined brow. Next, I'm taking my NARS Smudge Proof Base in the shade Medium, and then just using this to prime her lid. So I just blend it out, and I don't set it because it is a nice like tacky eye base, and it makes the eyeshadows really pop. So for the eyeshadow look today, I'm going to be taking the P. Louise palette, and I think this is now like discontinued because she came out with a new palette, which is really annoying, but you can pretty much use any just like warm browns similar to the shades here. So the first shade I'm taking is the shade Bestie, and this is almost like a burgundy dark brown, and I'm taking a flat shader brush and just really packing this on her lid. It will look really like crazy at the start, but once we blend it out, it all comes together really nicely. So as you can see with this step, I'm really just packing on the shade just to get it nice and pigmented where I want it. I'm not bothering with any blending. I'm just packing it so I get the most pigment possible. And now I'm going to start blending out that darker shade. So I'm going to take a mix of the shade Latte and Bestie just on a really small blending brush, and I'm just going to slowly start blending the edges of that dark color that we first put down. So this process is a little bit slow because you don't want to blend it too much and blend away the dark color, but then you also want to blend it nice and slowly so you can see each color. So once I've gotten this transition shade nice and blended, I'm taking the two orangey shades from the palette and then further blending it out even more. So here I've just taken a clean eyeshadow brush, has nothing on it, and I'm just making sure all those three colors are nice and blended seamlessly together, and then I'll go back in and finish off the next eye. Okay, everybody get down if you feel me. Put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me. Pretty much it for the eye look. We literally use 3 shades and it's super easy to do a smoky eye. I feel like smoky eyes are so underrated. They're just so nice and sultry and quite easy to do. So now that that's done, I'm just cleaning up the edges, of course, with some micellar water and a cotton pad, and then I'm going to move on to lashes. So the lashes I'm using are the Model Rock Maria, which I'll show you in a second. They're such beautiful fluffy lashes. I love them. And I'm taking them with the Duo latex free lash glue, and then while the glue's drying, I go and apply the Maybelline Eye Studio liner. But for some reason it didn't film that part, but you've seen me do it 100 times. So yeah, so I've just done the liner, and now here's me sticking on the lashes. So this glue, because it is latex free, it dries super fast, so you don't have to let it get tacky for ages. And I just put them on and then push them up just to make sure they're nice and curled and fluffy. So now for foundation, I'm trying out the Hourglass foundation again. I'm still testing this one out. So far I am liking it. I just think the shades are a bit off, but anyway, I'm using the shade Golden Natural once again, and as you can see, it is a bit light for her because she was super tanned, but I still wanted to use the foundation on her and she wanted to see how it looked like on her. So I bronze it up later when we do the bronzer and stuff anyway. So yeah, I'm just applying this all over the face. This foundation does claim that you only need half a pump for your whole face, but to be honest, I think that's bullshit. Like, half a pump to cover everything. I used about 3 pumps on her, and she has really nice skin as well. So I think if you do want that full coverage look, half a pump will definitely not be enough. Everybody get down if you feel me. Come and put your hands up to the ceiling. So now I just want to do a little bit of cream bronzing just to warm up her face because the foundation was a bit light. So I'm taking now the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Almond and just using this on her cheeks and forehead and jawline just to add some warmth to the foundation as it was a bit pale. So next, of course, I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Medium, and I'm taking it on my Model Rock Base Maker Sponge, which are the softest sponges ever. And I'm just bouncing this underneath her eyes and chin, Cupid's bow, nose, and forehead as well, just to get a really nice full coverage finish. So after I've blended out all that concealer, I'm going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and instead of baking, I'm actually just going to be pressing the powder underneath her lid, as you can see here, and I'm using the Real Techniques setting brush. This brush is really good for setting under the eyes, and sometimes I prefer to actually set it with a brush rather than bake it with a beauty blender because it can give a more flawless finish. So as you'll see here, I've done one side, and compared to the other side, you can just see like how much smoother her skin looks. So it really is a really good powder, and I definitely recommend it. So yeah, if sometimes you want to mix it up from baking, using a brush is just as good as well. So now I'm going to go in and set the rest of her face. I'm taking my MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC30 and just like a smaller packing powder brush, and just putting this all over her face. As you can see, her face is so nice and flawless. That's the look we were going for, and she has really beautiful skin as well. It goes by one, even two by two. Everybody in the floor, let me show you how we do. Let's go. Tip it low, then you bring it up slow. Wind it up one time, wind it back once more. Come, run, run, everybody move, run. Let me see you move, and rock it to the groove. Done, shake it to the moon becomes the sun. So now to bronze, I'm going to be taking my Hourglass Radiant bronzer. This is a really nice bronzy shade with some shimmer through it because her eyes are very matte and everything's really matte at the moment. I wanted to add all the glow back in through her skin. So yeah, I'm just going around the perimeter of her face with this bronzer and being quite heavy-handed with it, as I do want her to be super nice and bronzy. One time for your mind, say yeah, yeah. Well, I'm ready for you. Let me show you. You want to move, I'ma show you how to move. Come on, it's the DJ, come on, you replay. It's the DJ, want to turn the music up all they go. But then I still want this some more. It's the DJ, want to turn the music up. It's the DJ, come on, you replay. It's the DJ, want to turn the music up all they go. But then I still want this some more. It's the DJ, want to turn the music up. Hey, mister, please, Mr. DJ. So next I wanted to do just a little bit of contouring. So I'm taking my Inglot 507 sculpting powder just on a little tapered brush, and I'm just focusing this powder at the very backs of her cheekbones, as she does have really defined cheekbones naturally, so I didn't want to add too much. And then after this I'm going to be moving on to blush. So I'm taking my Too Faced Sugar and Peach Wet and Dry palette. I've literally been loving this palette so much. All the shades are so beautiful and all nice and glowy. So I'm taking mainly that pink shade in the bottom and then just really like blushing up her cheeks. This blush adds a really nice glow to the face as well, which I love. Now for highlighter, I went in with this Becca and Chloe and Malika palette, and I took the highlighter shade. As you can see, the lighting here went really bright, so it was really hard to see the highlighter and what I was doing, but I do fix the lighting later on, so it will get better. But yeah, so I'm just using this on all the high points of her face, and later on I do go in with a more intense highlighter as well, because that one just wasn't glowy enough for me. And then here I'm just cleaning up the contour and bronzer with the same Laura Mercier translucent powder. By one, even two by two, everybody in the club when we rockin' when I'm through. Let the bass from the speakers run through your sneakers, move both your feet and run to the beat. Come run, everybody move, run, let me see you move. So now I'm going to be smoking out her lower lash line. So I take the same Bestie shade that I used before on a small eyeshadow smudger brush, and I'm just packing this on right underneath her lash line, and then I go in with the other shades we used and pretty much do the same of what we did on the top to the bottom. And here's a little cute close-up Nadine wanted to show you guys. And then so as you can see me here, I'm just taking a slightly bigger smudger brush with the rest of the colors underneath her eye. So now you'll see me take the Doll Beauty Duo highlighter. The other shade on the right came broken, so it literally fell out. But anyway, we're just using that other shade in there to highlight her inner corner, and then I also use this just to add a bit more glow to her face. And then I move on and brush off that bake with just the same powder brush I used earlier. So here I'm just going in and setting and brushing up her eyebrow hairs with the Benefit that's the brow pencil, with the Benefit Brow Setter, which is the clear brow gel, and I'm just brushing them upwards. And now for mascara, I'm taking my Maybelline Lash Sensation mascara and on a disposable mascara one, and just coating her top and bottom lashes so they're all nice and black. So So for her lips, I wanted like super nude lips. So I'm taking my Morphe Honeymoon lip liner, which is a really pretty like light pinkish nude pencil. And then to fill them in, I take MAC Yash. And yeah, I think with this look, when you have like really dark smoky eyes, a really nice like light glossy lip goes really nicely with the rest of the makeup. So yeah, I apply MAC Yash, and then on top I go in with the Peaches and Cream Sisterhood gloss because I do love a glossy lip, especially because the eyes are matte as well. Everybody get down if you feel me, put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me, come and put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me, put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me, come and put your hands up to the ceiling. So after her lips are done, I go in with the same Too Faced palette and I take the darker highlighter shade just to highlight her chest area. So yeah, I'm not using any liquid highlighter today, but just the a normal like regular highlighter. So once I put this all over her chest, I also go in with the Vanity Australia, what is it called? Ready Set Glow, and this is a really pretty bronzy shade and it really gives that nice like wet look to the skin. So I go in and I spray that all over her chest to create that really nice glossy finish, and then to carry on the glow to her face, I take my Iconic London Prep Set and Glow and just set her face with this as well. And then that's pretty much the end of the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I did have a lot of requests to do a smoky eye look. So yeah, if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye!